If you can't give joyfully, then don't give at all. I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but stay with me and I'll explain what I mean and why I mean it. You maybe heard the phrase, the Lord loves a cheerful giver, or a phrase like, that's not exactly what I mean or what I'm getting at, though, when I make this statement. I'm sure it's related, but I'm just talking about it in a little different way. And let me explain by a conversation I had with a person a number of years ago. Now, this was a person who regularly made very large contributions to an organization, to a nonprofit organization. And he sat down. He had maybe 3 or 4 top organizations that he regularly made big gifts to when they were doing a capital campaign or a comprehensive campaign. And so he's a very generous person, very grateful for the resources that he had, and he liked to give them. And I remember the situation where he sat down with a person from one of those organizations. And that person at the organization was starting a new campaign. They sat down with him and they invited him to make a gift to this new campaign. Well, he had just made his largest gift commitment in his life, a multi-million-dollar commitment to another organization. And what was so interesting about it is that when I was talking to him as a third person outside of the situation altogether, he sounded like he felt guilty about it. And when I asked him about it more, he explained that he made this really big gift because he liked the organization, he cared about it, but they pressured him a lot. They were calling him and writing him a ton, and it was a hard sell. And he felt almost obligated to make this really large gift. And it's not like he completely regretted making the gift, but in a way he did. He didn't seem to be very joyful or excited about it. He didn't necessarily even seem to be excited about what the money was going to do, what benefit that it was creating for the organization. But it was out of a sense of loyalty and obligation to this organization that he made that gift. It was, in a way, a joyless gift. And he continued to have a relationship with that organization. And again, it came out when I was talking to him about this other organization, when he brought up this separate group and explained that he was having to pass on making a gift to that other organization, at least for now, or maybe for a long period of time, because he had already made his full philanthropic contribution, everything that he had set aside philanthropically, he depleted that in the one gift. And so maybe in this situation, he was feeling guilty because he cared about these multiple organizations, and historically he had divided up his contributions among them. And this time one came in, and because of a hard sell, they convinced him to basically just give all of that to them and leave out the other organizations. Now, I'm sure they didn't say that explicitly, leave out these other organizations. They just did their research. They found out what size of gifts he had made to the multiple organizations, and they added it all up, and they realized, hey, he's capable of making this large of a gift in a year, so we're going to make an ask for the full amount. And they did, and he felt pressured, and he gave. My whole point with sharing this story, though, is I think it's a great lesson for all of us, is sometimes in this world of philanthropic giving, it is a calling. It is a joy. We have this incredible honor of making gifts and supporting missions that matter to us and causes. And sometimes I think it's helpful to just press pause and to step away from the different pressures. Maybe people are pressuring us. If we're feeling that way, I think it's great for us to just tell people, hey, you're coming on pretty strong here. This is feeling like a hard sell. I know what you're asking for. I know what you want, but I do have my own philanthropic priorities. I'm not here to just be manipulated by one person or one group. I'm looking at a bigger picture, and I want to learn about your organization and about its needs and about its goals, and I want to support it, but I need you to give me the space to do it in a way that I feel good about it, I can be proud of it, and I'm accomplishing my philanthropic priorities. Because the best organizations are going to completely respect that. And I will say that I don't have a ton of respect for these nonprofit organizations that become really cutthroat, and they actually get angry when they hear about a donor making a gift to a different organization because they think of it as how much money they lost. He gave that much to them and only this much to us. If he would have given the whole thing to us, that's what we want. That's small thinking. It's not the spirit of generosity that we want to promote in the modern philanthropic space, on the fundraising side or on the giving side. We want joyful, cheerful giving that advances the missions and causes that we care about. And we want people who respect us and we respect them. And there's a good, positive, honest communication and relationship. That's what I'm looking for. And my guess is that probably sounds good to most of us.